Okay, as you can see on the red delicious tree here in the background, I've pruned some limbs off, one down there and a couple high ones. I didn't want to take all the limbs off because the grafts really aren't all that big, and I don't want to starve the root of the energy it needs from the sun. So this is sort of a guess I'm making, that take some of the leaves off, some of the extra limbs off, and maybe I'll get a little bit more growth, a little more girth on those grafts. And next year, there's always next year, I can take limbs off later. You can always take more limbs off. It's really hard to put them back, except as very small limbs. Here's my Elliott blueberry again. Look at that. Don't you wish you had some of those in your yard? That bunch. I have a large hand, and that's a handful right there. So, another bush over here. Time to do some picking. And my third bush. Not a real heavy load this year. We did have a week of late frost, so a lot of the blossoms were damaged. But we still have a pretty good crop. And those are just so sweet. I'll try another one. Yep, that one's good too. Okay, time to clean up the orchard. This is a semi-dwarf Jonathan apple tree. And as you can see, you're supposed to prune them so that you can throw a ball through or throw your hat through the tree. I could probably throw myself through this tree and still not touch anything. This tree is very open in spacing. I'd love to hear some comments on what to do with a tree that is this open. Let me take a little walk so maybe you can see better. It looks like so very open and almost flat. The branches are out in two directions. I don't know whether to cut the tree back and let it bush up a little bit, because those branches look so wispy. When it finally has apples, it seems like it'll just bend right to the ground and probably break. Here's another example of an Elliott blueberry. This was given to me by a friend. Thank you, Barry. It's given to me by my friend who, they weren't growing in his yard. He had too much shade, so he says, you might as well plant them out here. So I did. They were just about a foot high, and I threw them in the ground, and they're doing fairly well. This is the smaller of the three. It's only about 2 foot tall now. I've pruned off the small barky limbs, the canes that were old, and they're still producing a little bit. You see that. But the new bright green shoots are the ones I'm more interested in. Next year, now they have a green shoots will come up from the root. That's where the heart of this bush is. The blueberry, it actually lives underground. The canes are just, it's temporary stuff, a lot less temporary than, say, a blackberry or raspberry cane. But the root is what's important. These will send up, this one's sending up some canes that'll be about 2 foot tall by the end of the year. Next year it'll send up canes maybe 3 feet tall, and a little longer every year as the root grows bigger. Here's the same age one. It's about 42 inches tall, and I've cut off most of the, I guess it looks like I've cut off pretty much all of the older canes, the original canes, and it is pushing the whole bush taller and taller. I staked it up. There's not enough canes to hold each other upwards, so we got some berries for the first year. It was planted out, I think, 2 years ago. So this is the first year with berries. And another one, the last one in the group. Nice late blueberry, the Elliott blueberry. Here in mid-Michigan we need northern blueberries, and I like high bushes. So Elliott's a great one for that. Large berries, a good producer from what I've seen. Very happy with it. This tree here, it's a scarlet surprise. It's called a red-fleshed apple. I believe it's more of a pink flesh. But I wanted something unique. Didn't know how healthy of a tree it would be. Then deer got into my orchard here. It's fenced in, but they get through it. And they ate this tree and broke it and almost has grown back with a vengeance. This is a semi-dwarf Jonathan apple tree, and as you can see, you're supposed to prune them so that you can throw a ball through or throw your hat through the tree. I could probably throw myself through this tree and still not touch anything. This tree is very open in spacing. I'd love to hear some comments on what to do with a tree that is this open. Let me take a little walk so maybe you can see better. It looks like so very open and almost flat. The branches are out in two directions. I don't know whether to cut the tree back and let it bush up a little bit, because those branches look so wispy. When it finally has apples, it seems like it'll just bend right to the ground and probably break.